Hello guys, this is Doron's Movies, and today I will be giving you some new lore about the old gods from Chronicle Volume 3. This video is a modified, translated version of the same video from a Russian YouTuber by the name of Lekarok, so without further ado, let's get into the lore. As was the case formerly with the previous Chronicle books, their biggest point was to fill in the holes in the lore, to piece everything together, and to add some new interesting storylines. However, Volume 3 is mostly focused on filling in a lot of blanks, especially in regards to the most recent events that we actually experienced and that only happened a few expansions ago. First off, Medan is officially retconned, and I'm very glad they finally got that sorted out. We never really knew what was going on with that character. However, it turned out that Cho'Gall was way more important than we ever knew. In the Medan comic, Medan faced off Cho'Gall and defeated him with the help of a few characters, and he only resurfaced back in Cataclysm, where we defeated him in the Bastion of Twilight. Unexpectedly though, it turns out that he was behind way more events than we ever anticipated. His main quest was to awaken the old gods, starting with Khatoon, where he broke his chains, allowing him to awaken and prepare the dormant Silithid for war, which then subsequently led to the Silithid's troubles some 10 to 15 years ago. He then sets out for Northrend during the Burning Crusade while we're busy in Outland, where he loosens the bonds of Yogg-Saron, greatly strengthening the old god's influence. Then Cho'Gall meddles in the Alliance and Horde politics by commanding Garona to attack Varian at the Peace Summit. Of course, Cho'Gall was but an instigator, but as we expected, the actual motivations of the old gods were much deeper than we previously knew. Even though they brewed great troubles for us in the recent times, these void creatures have been meddling in the conflicts of Azeroth, the conflicts of mortals, pretty much since their imprisonment. Old gods are directly and indirectly responsible for small threats such as the Quillboards, Kobolds, and the Centaurs. They didn't necessarily create these minions and create enemies, but instead they sent them to fight and fan the flames of conflict. Each time there was a troubled individual in power that could instigate a war and create more chaos, the old gods would send their whispers and corrupt his mind. The reason for this constant strife was in order to create a feeling of chaos everywhere, as that is their natural state, while at the same time furthering their goals of becoming free and recreating the Black Empire. For ages it was speculated that N'Zoth was pretty much behind most of the Cataclysm timeline, but now it is officially confirmed. He was aware that the champions defeated Khatoon and Yogg-Saron and was certain that he would be next, so he used the first potential opportunity. N'Zoth corrupted Deathwing, pouring his own old god dark energy into him and then sending his Twilight Hammer servants to fuse powerful armor that would hold his body together. He then called upon the Elemental Lords that were once enslaved by the old gods, but only Al'Akir and Ragnaros followed because they wanted to use the opportunity to finally break into the material plane. Once the Black Dragon was unleashed, he was directed to attack Stormwind. We now learn that the goal was not to actually destroy the city, but only to cause enough significant damage to show the people that they're unable to fight against such a force. This in turn would instill fear into the citizens and would lead them to follow the Doomsayers and join the Twilight's Hammer. Deathwing at this time seemed like a big bad, but he was nothing but a puppet, and it is now completely clear that N'Zoth actually planned to dispose of him once the Black Empire was destroyed. Another speculation that has been confirmed was that Queen Azshara is in fact a servant of N'Zoth, and the reason she attacked Vashir was to unleash the Naga against the rebellious Neptulon and to gain control of the seas of Azeroth to aid in the recreation of the Black Empire. Loosely related to this, we also learned something very interesting, and that is why the first ever contact between the Naga and Illidan occurred. It turns out that their old heritage loyalty played absolutely zero part in the Naga joining Illidan, but the only reason they did that was because the old gods saw great opportunity in Illidan. They knew about his hunger for power, his plans to destroy the Lich King, and later rebel against the Legion. In this inner turmoil, they saw amazing potential potential to spark a new war and create even more chaos on Azeroth, so they decided to send their servants to join him in their efforts. These are of course only some new facts, but nonetheless they are very interesting. None of this is really groundbreaking stuff, mind-bending, lore-changing, but it is great to finally get some speculations confirmed and to further unravel the mystery called the Old Gods. Alright, and that is all I have for this video. Do leave your thoughts below and don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really helps out and keeps all the content going. Thanks a lot for taking time out of your day to watch this video, and see you next time.